I know a lot of people who love Battlestar Galactica, so
I've
And
never
we are live on YouTube.
a little bit.
I have not
I've
seen it.
never seen it, but I'll read it. Was my dad in mind?
Well, folks out there in YouTube land, welcome to our reading of Battlestar Galactica. It's an episode we've read before, but it's a good one, and gives some folks a chance to read some different roles, and we're pretty excited. So we'll just go ahead and start with the introductions and then get right into it. So we'll see. We'll go over here with who's our player one. I don't think we have a player one today. We'll just go and random order here. I'll start with Vicky.
Vicky.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh,
Yes.
Going in random order. They're on my cast.
I didn't quite hear it was me. I hear it's me when it's not me. And hi,
Oh,
I'm
man.
Vicky Dykes. I'm in Penhold, Alberta. Tonight, my pronouns are she, her, and tonight I am going to do action and description at the beginning, and Captain Apollo Adama and Chief Tyrell.
All right, sounds great. And where can folks find you?
I am on Facebook, Vicky Dykes. I'm also on Instagram. I'm YogaGramma10. And I'm also on Threads. And that's also YogaGramma10.
Cool. Let's go down to Heather.
Hello, everyone. My name is Heather Lee Cameron. I'm a writer and I'm an actor represented by Faces of Wendy. I live in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. Pronouns she, her. Tonight I'll be playing Officer Anastasia D. Duala. I don't know how to pronounce that. Stargate was or Battlestar Galactica was my father's show. It wasn't mine. Lieutenant Kara Starbuck Thrace and number 6, and I'm reading some actions and descriptions. And you can find me on Facebook under Heather Lee Cameron or Heather Lee Freelancer, on Instagram under Heather Lee Cameron, and YouTube under the Storm and Latter-day Saint. And I've been just doing creative projects for a very long time, and I'm definitely continually looking for work. I love to work. So please, if you have a project in mind that would suit me, reach out.
All right. And you get to play one of the bad guys today, Heather. So 6.
I love that. That's why I'm all in black.
Let's go to Aubrey.
Hi, I'm Aubrey. Pronouns are whatever you like. I don't care. I am
Attractive.
playing. They're what?
Attractive.
They're attractive, yes, and I'm an experience. Anyways, you can. I'm a singer. I'm an actress. I do all the things. You can find me on Instagram at Luthien the Fair. You can find my music on Spotify. There's a link on Instagram to the album I have out. I have new music coming out soon. I will be playing various roles, but most importantly, Colonel Teague. And I am doing the teaser actions description as well as section 1. And I am, playing a number of various other roles, little roles, other than that.
Action description section 4.
No, it says Vicky Dykes is doing this action 4, or act 4. It
Well,
says I'm doing the teaser and act 1. So it shows me
I
as.
think that was the first time we did it.
Ah, all right. Well, I will.
I have you down this time as act 4. Teaser.
Then I'm act 4. There we go.
All right. And Jackson.
Hello there, I'm Jackson Gray. I'm in Central Alberta. You can find me on basically everything with that name. Today I get to play President Laura Roslin. So that should be fun. I get some 2 lieutenant roles and 2 man voices. So that should be fun. Pronouns are whatever you would like to call me. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Got Alec Crashdown, also one of the pilots.
Oh, yes.
So,
Alex.
all right.
I swear your voice is like an angel.
And let's see what I've got here. So, today I get to play Commander William Adama. We had a cancellation, so I took over that role. Billy, who works with the president, Lieutenant Sharon Boomer, Gaius Baltar, and a couple of small parts, Callie and Sokinnis. And I'll be reading action descriptions in section 2, or act 2, I should say. So we'll have a teaser and 4 acts in this very short screenplay today. So with that, let's get that script up on the screen here, and we'll get reading here for you.
Yes.
Script. I gotta figure which of these is the script. I think it's this one. Let's see here. And I'll open up a little bit bigger so we can see it. How's that for size, folks?
We can
That's
see
fine.
it.
If I make it any larger, I think we're going to lose the field. Get past all this stuff here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try one more larger. I think
it's fine.
it gets too big there. So.
That's too big, yeah.
All right, so we'll start with that. All right, so we'll take it from the top with I think it's Aubrey.
Yes.
Yes, Aubrey.
So I'm doing teaser and section 4 then.
Yes.
Instead of teaser and act 1. Okay. Act 4. Okay. Making sure. Okay. Battlestar Galactica 33, episode T1801, written by Ronald D. Moore. Fully collated June 22nd, 2004.
All right, and we'll skip past all this
So
stuff.
that.
You can see there's a lot of revisions though.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we have a fairly polished script by the end of this, I think. So, I like this one also, it has all the sets and stuff listed in
All
it.
right. 33. Fade in. Interior, Balter's house, day. Balter sits in a chair, gazing out at the water and the morning light from the serene comfort of his living room. A cup of coffee but on the side table next to him, classical music playing softly in the background. You might notice that the sky is just a little brighter than it should be, the colors in the house a little more vibrant. In fact, all of his surroundings seem a little too sharp, too crisp to the eye. Number 6 lounges in a chaise nearby, watching him.
God has a plan for you, Gaius. He has a plan for everything and everyone.
Balter never takes his eyes off the view.
All Vipers, hold position.
Exterior space Vipers. A squadron of Galactica's Vipers are taking up positions in a defensive formation. In the far background, Galactica and the ragtag fleet can be seen in their own defensive formation, Galactica deployed to cover the civilian shape. Interior, Lee's Viper. Lee sits in his cockpit, looking tense and worn.
20 seconds to mark.
He's watching a digital clock counting down the seconds. 19, 18, 17. Interior, Balter's house, day. 6 watches Balter. Once again, we're struck by the visual keys of Balter's house. Something about this environment is not quite right. Not quite real.
Gaius, are you even listening to me?
Interior, Galactica, CIC. Adama is staring at a clock hanging on a bulkhead. The second hand is sweeping up towards the hour. Tig, Gaeta, Duala at their stations. Everyone watching clocks, digital and analog, or their watches. The mood is tense. Duala operates her console by rote, her face a mask of exhaustion.
Sir, jump 237 underway. 53 ships have jumped. 10 still reporting trouble with their FDL drives, including Colonial 1.
We're getting slower.
15 seconds.
Teague blinks red-rimmed eyes tries to focus. Maybe this time. Adama never takes his eyes from the clock. 10, 9, 8. Interior, Balter's house, day. Balter now standing at the window, calmly sipping tea.
You have to believe in something.
I believe in the beauty of a well-constructed formula, the elegance of a complex argument, rational problems solved through rational means, not some large invisible man in the sky controlling the flights of birds and the lives of men. A rational universe, explained through rational means.
Exterior space, Colonial 1. The transport ship in amid the rest of the civilian ships. Several of the other civilian ships jump away, leaving Colonial 1 and a few others. Interior, Colonial 1, office. Laura is sitting in what has now been transformed into a crude Oval Office. Billy is on the phone, and various aides are in their seats. Like on Galactica, everyone here is exhausted, stressed, and watching a digital clock counting down the seconds. 7, 6, 5.
Cutting it a little close this time, are we, Billy?
Pilot says he's had to reboot the FTL computer again.
Laura looks around the cabin, the tense and scared faces. She tries to put a confident smile for them. Interior, Balter's house, day. 6 sidles up to Baltar, slips an arm around his waist, nuzzles his neck.
I love you. That's not rational.
You're not rational. You're also not really here.
Interior Galactica, hangar deck. Tyrell and his deck gang are standing by, watching a wall clock as the final seconds tick down. The fatigue and exhaustion are all too evident here as well. Callie is standing next to Tyrell. She's mentally burnt, strung out, right on the edge.
Oh, why is it always 33 minutes? Why isn't it 34 or 35 or 55 or 67 or 78?
Callie,
Yeah.
it's gonna be all right.
Callie pulls herself back, nods. They resume watching the clock. 4, 3. Interior, Balter's house, day. Balter is kissing Six's neck, unbuttoning her blouse, losing himself in the eroticism of the eroticism of this woman in his arms. She smiles indulgently. Interior, Kara's Viper. Kara is in her Viper, wading along with the rest of the squadron in space. She slaps her arms, shakes her head, and tries to get bodily awake and ready. All right.
How many times is this? Have we passed 200 yet?
Interior, Lee's Viper.
Try 237.
237? You're telling me I missed number 200?
That's what I'm telling you. What were you planning? Something special?
Just like to keep track of these things. 200 was a nice round number. Now I gotta wait for 300.
Don't even joke about that.
Kara looks at her digital watch. 2, 1. Interior, Balter's house, day. Balter has 6 on the chaise and begins to make love to her. She pulls back and looks at him with regret.
Time's up.
Quick cuts. The digital clocks all around the fleet register 0, and the analog second hands all reach the hour mark. Fully cladded. Into exterior space. Hold beat on the empty starfield. Then a Cyclone-based ship jumps into view. It launches missiles immediately, close on Baltar. Eyes closed, his eyes fly open at the sound of the pilot's voice coming over the PA. Ladies and gentlemen. Interior, Colonial 1, office. Baltar is sitting in a chair at the rear of the cabin. I'm afraid the Cyclone have appeared again. I'm afraid the Cylons have appeared again. However, our PTL drive is now working and we will jump momentarily. Baltar rubs his face with his hands. Unlike the way he looked in his house, here Baltar looks like hell. A man right on the edge of his ability to take the stress and pressure and fatigue. Number 6 leans into frame. We begin to realize that she is the one constant in his mind, a phantom that slides easily back and forth between the calm, sedate world of the house he used to live in and the chaotic world of life in a ragtag fleet. Interior, Galactica, CIC. The Dratus console shows enemy blips and alarms are going off around the ship. There is just the slightest pause of resignation as everyone realizes that it's happened again. Tig's exhaustion and disappointment is palpable. Adama is just as tired as everyone else, but his mind is already moving on, and he goes to Tig with an encouraging tone.
And do me again. Oh, not this time, but maybe the next. I've got an idea for the next cycle.
The CIC becomes a beehive of activity once again. Pilot chatter coming in, officers and enlisted scurrying about. Tig watches his crew perform their tasks. His temper is short, not tolerant of mistakes in this situation. He quickly spots an error and one of the console taps the display over the shoulder of an unfortunate lieutenant. Watch the ammo hoist for the main guns. You've got a red light right there. The ship is rocked by an explosion.
Hit on the starboard bow. Await the damage control parties.
Baystar is launching raiders.
Colonial 1 ready to jump.
Exterior space, Vipers. Lee and the rest of the Vipers kick in their burners and leap forward.
You know the drill, people. Scatter formation. Keep them off the civvies and don't stray beyond the recovery line.
New angle, the Cylons. Cylon fighters are swooping in towards the Vipers. Some launch nuclear missiles.
Inbound nukes.
Interior, Colonial 1, office. Baltar is trying to hold it together in his chair while Six strokes his hair lovingly.
5 days now. There are limits to the human body, the human mind, tolerances you can't push beyond. Those are facts, provable facts. There are limits.
Exterior space, Cylons and Vipers. The Vipers and Cylons are blazing away at each other. Some Vipers trying to keep the Raiders at bay, and others concentrating on the nuclear missiles while Galactica engages the base star. Colonial 1 and the rest of the civilian fleet jump away, leaving only Galactica and her Vipers to face the Cylons. Interior, CIC, as before.
All civilian ships away, including Colonial 1.
Recover fighters. Stand by to jump.
Exterior space, Colonial 1, jumps into view. The other civilian ships are in the background, which has a planet nearby, or some other unique feature to distinguish from the area of space they just left. Interior, Colonial 1, office. Baltar blinks for a beat, lets out a long sigh. Interior, Baltar's house, day. And Baltar is sitting in his chair, letting out that same long sigh. The transition between reality of Colonial 1 and the hyper-real environment of the house is abrupt, but Baltar is unfazed. He's calm here, at ease with himself and the world. Number 6 watches from the chase. In exterior space, Galactica. The last of the Vipers are making combat landings on Galactica. Interior, CIC. Tuala looks up from her console.
All fighters aboard.
Execute jump.
Exterior space, Galactica. The ship jumps, leaving the Cylons to shoot nothing. Gaeta looks over his console.
Jump 237 complete.
All civilian ships are present and accounted for, sir.
Start the clock. Gaeta opens the faceplate of the clock on the wall and spins the minute hand back to 3 minutes before the half-hour mark and picks up the handset.
Attention, clock has started. 33 minutes mark.
Quick cuts, yeah. Lee resets his watch. Kara resets her watch. Tyrell resets the clock on the hangar deck bulkhead. Interior, Baltar's house, day. Baltar takes Six into his arms.
You know you're not safe.
Of course not. The Cylons will follow us again, as they have the last 237 times.
He begins taking her clothes off.
You're right, you know. There are limits. Eventually, you'll make a mistake, and then...
And then you will kill us all. Yes, I know. But not for another 33 minutes.
As he takes her down onto the bed, camera drops off on a clock ticking away in the serenity of the house. Fade out, end of teaser.
Right, Act 1.
Fade in, exterior space, Caprica. The planet has seen, as seen from orbit. Thick clouds have engulfed much of the atmosphere. Super. Cylon occupied Caprica. Exterior Caprica, forest day. A man is running through the forest. He's hobbled by an injury as he crashes through the woods. Two Cylon Centurions, the mechanist types, are crashing through the trees, chasing the man. The man dives, falls over a log or deadfall, and as he rolls over, we see that it's Hilo, Sharon Valerie's flight officer. She was forced to leave behind in the pilot, and he doesn't look too good. It's cold out here, his breath forming vapor in the air. But Hilo's sweating and having trouble breathing, radiation sickness starting to set in. Hilo blinks as beads of sweat trickle down his forehead and into his eyes and looks back. The Cylons are charging toward its position. Hilo grabs a detonator remote and double-clicks a trigger. A claymore explodes directly in front of the Cylons, blowing them off their feet. The woods are silent, except for the smoldering, crackling sounds of the destroyed Cylons. Hilo gets up, catches his breath, begins to cautiously limp out into the open. Moments later, he's standing over the Cylons, one completely destroyed and inert, the other still mechanically jerking and whirring, trying to repair its shattered body. Hilo looks down at the Cylon for a beat, and then resets his head weapon and aims it at the Cylon's head. Pulls the trigger. Explosion. We cut to a clock. The minute hand now at 1:15. Reveal the clock hanging on the wall of Interior Galactica, officer's head. Pilots are scurrying in and out of the washroom, some throwing water on their faces, others making a quick dash in and out of the toilet stalls, everyone looking frayed and burnt out. Kara Thrace has her head completely under a faucet, drowning her hair and face in the water, her flight suit peeled down to her waist. Lee Adama steps in through the hatch, still in his flight suit. 2 minutes to pre-launch brief, people. 2 minutes. The pilots pick up the pace, start zipping flight suits and stumbling out the door. Lee takes a spot at a sink near Kara, pulls a toothbrush from his zipper pocket, wets it, begins to savagely brush his teeth. More rote than hygiene. Kara roughly towels off, pulls up her flight suit.
I'd like a transfer, sir.
All transfers are in writing, please. Kara heads for the hatch.
I'll go find a pen.
Interior, Adama's quarters, corridor. Adama is in the head, shaving and talking to Tig, who's scribbling notes on a piece of paper and scarfing down a few bites of Adama's untouched food in between sentences.
Divide the fleet into 6 groups. They jump to 6 different coordinates.
Adama cuts himself with the razor. Blood trickles down his throat for a moment.
Right.
Adama looks on the blood on his neck for a moment, sleep deprivation and fatigue causing him to lose focus for a moment.
Then jump 2 more times. 4th jump, everyone rendezvous back at a common set of coordinates.
24 jumps to pilot. We're breaking our humps, calculating 1 jump every 33 minutes.
Adama grabs his jacket and comes out of the head, sees Tig eating his food.
You eating this?
Not anymore.
Adama heads for the door, Tig right with him. They exit to the corridor.
Damn civilian crews. Half of them don't begin jump prep until 5 minutes before the mark.
Takes us 10 minutes to calculate jump coordinates, another 5 to program the computers, 3 to run the checklist, 4 to balance the fuel mixtures.
Adama glances at his watch. Close on Rit's watch. Ticking away. Reveal, interior corridor, comm office. The watch is on the wrist of Duala, and she's standing in a long line of deckhands who are waiting outside the tiny off-ship communications office. The corridor itself is filled with boxes, mislaid items, stray pieces of paper. No one's had a chance or energy to police the spaces in days. Sossinus and a couple of deckhands man the comm office, now crammed with sheets of paper, photos, and lists. The deckhands are working the phones inside the office, while the petty officer mans the door. The man ahead of Duala leaves, and now she's at the head of the line. She hands Sossinus a piece of paper with names and descriptions scrawled in neat lines. He quickly goes over the list.
Colony,
Sagittarian. How many have?
5,251 survivors from the Sagittarian last count.
Joala brings out a stack of snapshots, faces of her family and friends.
We can't transmit photos yet, so you can either leave them with us or put them on the board.
Joala eyes the stacks and piles of photos and lists filling the office, decides to keep them. Interior pilot's ready room. Lee at the CAG podium, finishing the pre-launch brief to his pilots, including Kara and Sharon Valeri. Combat landings expected again to be the order of the day, so double check your undercarriage before launch. Questions? No one says a word. The fatigue in the room is palpable. Then good luck and be careful out there. Kara reacts to that last line. Be careful out there. The pilots gather up their plotting boards and head for the hatch. As they pass out the door, each of them touches a photo taped to the wall. Close on photo, which shows a colonial soldier with his back to the camera, standing on a rooftop, looking out over a city. Dark clouds of smoke rise up from the city. A colonial flag ripples in the breeze above his head. Each pilot's hand comes into frame and touches the image as they go out the door and to war. Interior corridor, memorial wall. A long impromptu memorial board now covers the walls of a section of corridor. It's plastered with photos, descriptions of loved ones, small drawings, tributes, etc. Galactica crew members are gathering here, putting up photos, touching the faces of missing loved ones, praying, or just staring at the faces. It's a sheer number of the faces that hits Duala in the chest. It takes her a beat before she gathers herself and moves to find a spot to put her photos among the many.
Boomer?
Interior Raptor hangar deck. Sharon is going over the pre-flight checklist in the pilot seat of her Raptor. Crash down, 20s, in her new flight office is in the back area.
Harold, the latest cyclone looks like us now. Primary fuel.
Sharon doesn't react to the idea of the Cylons looking human. It's just another rumor to her. There's a distinct chill in her attitude towards Crashdown.
Primary fuel 8932 KRG.
Tyrell steps into the cabin.
Marine told one of the spokes and cryptos we marooned a PR guy on back on Raynar because the XO thought he was a Cylon.
You know what? I don't give a frack. Red light on the number 4 thruster. Go make a visual ID, see if it's blocked.
Right.
Crashdown exits the cabin. Sharon keeps working as Tyrell leans over her shoulder, pretends to be interested in something on the control panel. A little rough on your ECO, if you ask me.
He's not my ECO. He's just some refugee from the Titan I've been straddled with, and I didn't ask you.
Helo's gone, Sharon.
I didn't ask you that either.
Tyrell heads for the door. Just before he leaves,
Sorry.
Tyrell appreciates it, but knows it's time to leave anyway. Sharon struggles to focus on her job. Interior Colonial 1 office. Laura is at her desk, which has become the center of gravity in the makeshift Oval Office. Billy goes to her with a stack of message slips and a package. Several other aides are also in the cabin, and there's a continuous flow of people in and out. This is a busy workplace.
Update on the head count, Madam President.
Laura takes it, reacts in disappointment.
How do we drop 300?
Some overcounts, some deaths from wounds, a few missing around the last attack.
Laura goes to a small piece of board that's been roughly mounted on one bulkhead. The board has a number on it, 50,298. She rubs off the last few digits and corrects it with a grease pencil to 49,978. She looks at the number for a long beat, then tries to refocus on something else.
What is that package? What
It's
is
a
the
gift from a captain of one of the ships. There's a note.
Laura unwraps the package while Billy reads a note.
President Roslin, please accept this on behalf of the people of Erulon. It was taken on the capital of our colony during the attack.
Inside the package, Laura finds a framed copy of the same photo we saw in the pilot's ready room earlier. Below the photo is a small inscription, "Lest we forget." Laura stares at the photo of the anonymous soldier, the smoke and the flag as silence falls in the cabin. Find Baltar and number 6 in their own seats. 6 runs a finger over his earlobe.
Do you want children, Gaius?
Interior Baltar's house day. Baltar smokes a thin cigar, 6 at his side.
Let me think about that. Mom, no.
Procreation is one of God's commandments.
Well, maybe someday he'll bless you with a lovely little walking toaster of your very own.
I want us to have a child, Gaius.
You can't be serious. What was that?
Interior Colonial 1 office. Baltar sits forward in his chair. No sign of 6.
I'm sorry. Excuse me for interrupting. What did you just say? Oh, I was just telling the president that a Dr. Amarak has requested to speak to her.
Baltar's heart skips a beat at the name.
Dr. Amarak? I see.
You know him?
6 appears again next to Baltar.
Have you always been able to multitask like this?
Oh, he worked with me at the Ministry of Defense. Says he was uncovered important information regarding how the Cyclones were able to defeat colonial defenses.
I was always a little worried he was on to us.
Perhaps I should talk to him. I think he only wants to speak directly with the president. Sounded urgent.
It must be very, very important. Maybe something about a certain traitor in the president's inner circle?
All right. Not enough time before the next jump. Get him aboard during the next cycle.
6 leans into Baltar.
I'd say you have a serious problem.
Off Baltar's worried expression, fade out. Scene, end of Act 1.
Act 2. Fade in. Interior corridors. T and Duala are walking with Adama as he makes his way toward his quarters. Duala is handing Adama papers to sign in a clipboard, which she then takes from him as he signs.
Deck log.
Get us working on your multi-jump idea. He's worried we don't have enough cartographic information.
Fuel report.
Keeps talking about jumping into the middle of the star.
DC.
Worries me, too. 12 more cases of nervous exhaustion. That makes 61 total. 10 suicides. Have the doc start pumping them full of stimulants and sending them back on the line. Pilots, too. Rotating injections. 1 pilot out of 3 every other cycle.
That's going to come back and bite us in the ass.
Munitions.
We've got too much work and not enough people to do it.
Fuel report.
I've already signed one of these, D.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Calm traffic to from the president.
They've arrived outside Adama's quarters. He glances at his watch. It's my 10 minutes or yours?
You,
Yours. I took 10 last time.
See you two in combat. Adama turns down one corridor and T and Dawala head down another corridor.
I believe this was your turn, sir.
If the old man's so tired he can't remember, then it's his turn.
Interior hangar deck. Kara is doing a pre-flight walk around of her Viper, looking up underneath the undercarriage, checking inside the turbines, etc., while Lee looks on. They're both mentally and physically fried, and barely able to think beyond what's right in front of them.
You see the note from the XO?
I saw it. No way.
Kara,
I don't fly with stims. They blunt your reflexes. Reaction time?
come on, Kara. Give me a break here. Just get the shot, all right?
Kara turns on Lee.
Why are we arguing about this?
I have no idea.
Neither do I. You're the CAG. Act like one.
What the hell's that mean?
It means you're still acting like you're everyone's best friend. No, we're not friends. You're the CAG. Be careful out there? No. Our job isn't to be careful. It's to shoot Cylons out of the fracking sky. Good hunting is what you say to us. And now your idiot pilot, one of your idiot pilots, is acting like a child and refusing to get her shot. So she either says yes, sir, and obeys the order, or you smack her in the mouth and drag her sorry ass down to sickbay and get the fracking pills.
Lee just stares at her for a minute, then he feels a slight grin form on his face.
Glad I'm not working with you.
Damn right you're glad.
So do I have to smack you in the mouth, Lieutenant?
No, sir. I'll go get my pills, sir.
Lee holds out his hand. The pills are in it. She gives him a look, then dry swallows them.
Thank you, sir.
Carry on.
Lee heads out of the hangar. Interior Adama's quarters. Adama is asleep in his rack. Then the sound-powered phone whistles. He picks it up by long-honed instinct. Adama.
Sorry to disturb you, sir. I've got the president for you.
Put her through. There's a few beats of electronic clicking, and Adama nearly falls asleep in those few seconds before.
Commander Adama.
Adama's eyes fly wide open, and he forces himself to sit up. Yes, Madam President. Intercut, Interior Colonial One office. A phone has been jerry-rigged near one of the windows, and Laura's on the phone, while Billy and several others look on.
You get my message?
Adama still has him in his hand. I'm a little behind.
We have a problem. One vessel,
She can't remember and snaps her fingers quickly. The Tarian Traveler.
the Tarian Traveler is saying they want to break away from the fleet and make a run for it on their own.
Okay.
Okay. Without your protection, they won't have a chance.
If any captain out there thinks his ship can do better on its own, I'm not going to stand in his way. Laura's eyes go to the grease pencil number on the bulkhead, 49,317. The soldier photo is also now hanging on the bulkhead directly above that number.
I'm concerned about our numbers.
Numbers.
There's 900 people on that ship. Survival of the race mandates increasing our numbers. That takes priority over anyone's wishes to get their own way.
Let's cut to the chase here. You want me to board that ship and take over?
Yes, I do.
Boarding parties are armed. You understand? If there's resistance, my people will be forced to defend themselves. I think this is a bad time to be starting to shoot civilians. Laura is stung by his tone and the statement itself, but she bites back a tart response.
Thank you, Commander. I'll be in touch.
One more thing. You should consider transferring to Galactica. Your ship's FTL is unreliable and...
Thank you, but I'm staying here.
Laura hangs up. Adama slams the phone back in its cradle, lies down, a beat, and then he grabs the phone and resets the dial and rings at CIC.
Combat.
Launch the alert fighters. Tell them to make 3 close passes by the Turanian traveler.
3 close passes by the Turanian traveler? Aye, sir. Any message to her captain?
He'll get the message. Thank you, Lieutenant. Cut to exterior Caprica Forest day. Hilo grimaces as he inserts a syringe needle into a vein and pushes the plunger. He finishes the dose and checks the label on the syringe box. Amid the small printing and instructions, we can read the heading, Anti-Radiation Dosage. He puts the syringe back in the box and slips it into one of his flight suit pockets. Hilo looks up. Hilo's POV, long shot, number 6. Far in the distance, number 6 is standing in the trees. Hilo freezes. He doesn't recognize her, of course, nor does he have any idea that the Cylons now look like human beings. All he knows is that there's someone standing out there in the woods, and if they haven't seen him yet, they definitely will if he makes a sudden move. His hand slowly begins to reach for his hand weapon, just in case. Hilo suddenly becomes aware of something else. He doesn't turn his head, but we see a Cylon Centurion standing right behind Hilo, its weapons at the ready. They have him. Fade out, end of Act 2.
Fade in, interior CIC. Adama, Tai, Duala, and Gaeta at their positions.
Jump 239, or 239, complete.
Gaeta resets the clock. All civilian ships present and she frowns at the console, rechecks something. Strike my last. 1 civilian ship missing and unaccounted for.
Which one?
Olympic Carrier, commercial passenger vessel.
Were they left behind?
I think I accounted for all civilian ships before we jumped.
You think? Did you or didn't you?
They're not logged in. They might have been left behind, sir.
How many people?
1,345 souls, sir.
You're telling me we left over 1,300 people to die at the hands of the Cylons?
It may not be her fault, sir. They may have simply made a navigational error and jumped into the wrong coordinates, or a Cylon could have destroyed them before anyone jumped, or
50 other things that may have happened. The point is, we don't know what the hell did happen.
The last words are loud enough to bring action in the CIC to a grinding halt. Everyone freezes as Tai looks around.
Yes, we're tired. Yes, there's no relief. Yes, the Cylons keep coming at us time after time after time. And yes, we're still expected to do our jobs.
The silence in CIC is deafening. Dama watches the faces of his people, gauging the reaction, letting Tai's reprimand sink in. Then he steps forward and lets his calmer voice take over.
We make mistakes and people die, and there aren't many people left. Carry on.
Interior Colonial 1 office. Laura watches Billy update the board. 47,972. She stares at the number, tries not to let it get to her, but the burden is there nonetheless. Reveal Baltar sitting nearby. Finally, Laura is ready to move on.
okay. Next crisis.
Want to go over your list of calls?
Yes, but first, why isn't that doctor on board yet?
Dr. Amarak. Oh, he was on the Olympic Carrier.
Interior Baltar's house day. Baltar sits up in his chair, puzzled and disturbed. Number 6 walks by him. God is watching over you, Gaius. Baltar is thrown, rattled by the strange coincidence.
The universe is a vast and complex system. Coincidental and serendipitous events are bound to occur. Indeed, they are to be expected.
Dr. Amarak posed a threat to you. Now he's gone. Logic says there's a connection.
A connection, maybe, but not God. There is no God or gods, singular or plural. No invisible men or women taking a personal interest in the fortunes of Gaius Baltar.
Be careful. That which God gives, he can also take away. Baltar reaches out a hand and grabs the hem of her outfit.
We have another half hour, shall we?
Not this time, Gaius. This time's going to be different. Dissolve to exterior space, the fleet, including Galactica and Colonial One. The ships are in formation and barely moving. Exterior space, Vipers, hanging in space, ready for the Cylons to appear. Interior hangar deck. Tyrell and his deckhands are watching the clock. Interior Colonial One office. Laura, her aides Billy and Baltar working and waiting in the background. Interior CIC, everyone watching the clock as the second hand sweeps towards the 1 hour mark. 5, 4,
Maybe this time.
3, 2, 1, 0. And nothing happens. A long, quiet beat passes. People exchange looks.
Drades?
No enemy contacts.
Adama watches the clock as the hand keeps sweeping around.
What do you think?
Think we wait.
Dissolve to interior CIC. Later. The clock now shows that 45 minutes have passed. Adama is pacing, thinking.
Get me the president.
Interior Colonial One office. Moments later, Laura is on the phone with Adama.
Why this time? Something you did?
Interior CIC. Adama on the phone with Laura.
No, we've been working on a new plan, but didn't have time to implement it yet.
We lost a ship last jump. The Olympic carrier. Could that have something to do with you?
Possibly.
A long beat on both ends of the phone as each of them tries to think straight, but fatigue is making them feel like they're both wading through rivers of mud.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I can't believe this is really over.
No. Can't let our guard down yet.
So what do we do? I've got people on the verge of collapse over here.
Adama glances around the strained, exhausted faces in CIC.
I know what you mean. We'll go to condition 2.
He catches Ty's eye as he says it, and Ty nods agreement.
Each ship keeps the first watch on alert. Other watches go below, get some rest. 2 hours later, second watch relieves first watch, and so on. Every ship has to be prepared to jump immediately if the Cylons do show up. But we take advantage of the time and let people get some rest.
Okay. And how long do we have to stay at condition 2?
Until I'm satisfied they're not coming.
Beat.
It's a military decision.
I know. You're right. It is, and I defer to your judgment. And please thank your people for me. Let them know how much I appreciate everything they're doing.
Adama is caught a little off stride.
I will. And thank you, Madam President.
They both hang up. Adama nods at Ty, who grabs the handset.
Attention.
Attention. Set condition 2 throughout the ship.
Contact Apollo. Tell him to set a combat parole around the fleet.
First watch remains at action stations. Division officers dismiss other personnel below.
And order his other pilots to land.
Exterior space, Vipers and Raptor. Lee Adama's fighter in foreground, the rest of his squadron in the background.
All right, people.
Interior Lee's Viper, Lee in the cockpit.
You heard the order. Starbuck Boomer, form up with me. We'll fly the first cap. You want everyone else back on Galactica and in their racks. 3-hour rotation. Winger, T-Bone, and Wedge, you'll be second team. Formal debriefs are TBD and to be announced, and I'll post the rest of the CAP schedule when I get back.
That's it. Then Lee looks out at the fighters and raptors of his squadron, knows there are weary pilots in all of them.
I don't want to make a speech here or something, but the past 5 days, well, you've all done a hell of a job. I'm proud of you. Apollo out.
Exterior space, Vipers and Raptors. All the Vipers and Raptors break away and head back toward the Galactica except for Apollo, Starbuck, and Boomer, which form up together as a 3-ship unit.
Roger that, Apollo. Going home. Last one aboard, cleans the ready room. Thank you, Apollo, etc.
Interior, Kara's Viper. Kara pilots her Viper over toward Lee. Not that I'm not honored by being chosen to sit in this cockpit for the next 3 hours, but
Why you?
interior, Lee's Viper. Lee in his cockpit.
Take a guess.
Because I'm on drugs.
You got it. This patrol is 100% stimulated.
Anyone else feeling like they got frackin' ants crawling behind their eyes?
About you, Boomer, Doc tells me you're holding up better than anyone in the squadron.
Interior, Sharon's Raptor. Sharon and Crashdown sitting side by side.
I'm tired, like everyone else.
Never seen it.
That's because she's a silo.
You're just gonna make me come over there and kick your ass, aren't you?
Okay. Let's set up a patrol. I'm before someone gets hurt. Follow me.
Exterior space, Vipers and Raptor. The 3 ships begin to fly around the ships of the fleet together. Dissolve to Interior Colonial 1 office. Laura is struggling not to fall asleep with Billy at the desk. They're the only ones still awake.
Fuel recession orders. The refinery ships will have to work overtime.
It's been almost 3 hours. May I suggest?
Sleep? I know. I must look like hell.
Yes, ma'am. I mean,
Forget it. So, who's first on my list when I wake up?
I've scheduled a medical appointment with a doctor from Caprica. He doesn't know about the cancer.
Laura glances around the cabin. Everyone else is asleep.
Cancel the appointment.
Madam President.
Cancel the appointment, Billy.
Yes, ma'am.
Laura looks at him, lets the anger ebb from her voice.
I appreciate the thought, but we have to be very, very careful about this. About who knows and when they know.
Yes, ma'am.
Laura nods and heads into the back. Interior CIC. Ty checks his watch as he comes over to Adama.
Almost ready to call the second watch.
You go below with the first watch. Get some rack time.
Yes, sir. 3 solids in the rack does sound awfully sweet right now, but truth is, the whole damn thing has me feeling, well, more alive than I have in years.
Good to see it, especially without that cup in your hand. But I do think some people on this ship would like you to feel a little less alive these days.
If the crew doesn't hate the CEO, then he's not doing his job. Besides, gotta make the old man look good.
I always look good. Seriously. One thing to push a crew, another to break them.
Suddenly there's an alarm from the Dreadus console.
Darius contact. 1 ship bearing 398 Cameroon 120. Getting a recognition signal? It's the Olympic carrier.
Thank the gods.
Relief floods through CIC, except Adama isn't relieved. He stares at the blip on the Dreadus console for a long beat.
Action stations. Send the fleet to condition 1.
Everyone scrambles as the ship goes to action stations.
I want all Vipers manned and ready, but keep them in the tubes for now. Mr. Gata, restart the clock. 33 minutes.
Ty suddenly realizes what Adama's thinking.
Hope you're wrong.
So do I.
Close on the clock. Ticking away. End of Act 3. Get out.
Act 4. Théoden, interior, Balter's house. Balter is pacing, agitated. No refuge from pressure for him, even in this refuge in his mind.
How can this be? If they were left behind, why didn't the Cylons destroy them? And why are they showing up now?
It's God's punishment for your lack of faith.
A more logical and useful explanation, please.
All right. The Olympic carrier has been infiltrated by Cylon agents. They've been tracking the ship all along.
Balter reacts in surprise, but it makes sense.
Then that means...
Logically, in order for you to survive, the Olympic carrier should be destroyed.
Exterior space, Olympic carrier and Vipers. Apollo and Starbucks Vipers head towards the Olympic carrier, a large transport ship distinct from Colonial One. Boomer's Raptor follows the Vipers at a discreet distance.
Olympic carrier, this is Raptor 478, call sign Boomer. I have you in visual contact. Please acknowledge on this channel, over.
Interior Raptor, Sharon and Crashdown watching the approaching transport.
Raptor 478, this is the Olympic carrier. We have a visual contact.
Interior CIC, the ship is at condition 1. Every postman and ready. Everyone is listening to the distant wireless transmissions.
Thank the Lord of Kobo. You don't know how relative we are to you.
Roger that, Olympic carrier. Can you explain your whereabouts?
We had trouble with our FTL drive. Took us almost 3 hours to fix.
Have Boomer ask them how they escaped from the Cylons.
Interior 1, Colonial Office. Everyone listening to the wireless transmissions on the speakerphone.
Olympic carrier, Boomer. I've been directed to ask how you escaped from the Cylons.
You got me. They were closing in on us, and when the rest of you were jumping, I thought we were goners. Then they just broke off, left us alone. Someone must have been watching over for us.
Roger that.
One other thing, Boomer. I've got Dr. Amarak on board, who claims he has an urgent matter to discuss with the president. He's been driving me crazy.
Balter's blood pressure goes to the roof. He quickly moves to Laura, even as the radio conversation continues.
Olympic carrier, can you be more specific? Madam President, we have to cut off all communication with that ship.
What? Why?
The Cyclones let them survive, don't you see? They've been tracking that ship all along. There's probably a Cylon agent among them right now.
I'm afraid I can't. He says he knows something about the traitor is our amidst, and he's unwilling to share any more than that.
Madam President, I strongly recommend cutting off all wireless contact immediately. They might attempt to use a broadcast signal to insert another virus into our computer systems.
Laura looks at him, and there's a difficult moment here where Laura has to decide whether or not to trust Baltar. She gauges his reaction and correctly reads his desperation and concern, but doesn't realize the motivation for his genuine worry is actually self-preservation.
Commander Adama, are you on the line?
Yes, I am, and I'm inclined to agree with Dr. Baltar.
Good. So am I.
Thank God you're with us. God has nothing to do with it.
Interior, Sharon's Raptor. Sharon and Crashdown at their positions.
Boomer, Galactica, you are ordered to jam Olympic carrier's transmissions. No further voice contact with Olympic carrier is authorized.
Roger that, Galactica.
She looks at Crashdown, who sets to work.
Boomer, Galactica, you are ordered to send Olympic Carrier the following message by signal light. Message begins. Maintain present position. Do not, repeat, do not approach fleet until further notice. Message ends.
Crashdown moves to a console and begins tapping a button. Exterior, Space Raptor. A signal light begins flashing a message to the transport. Interior, Colonial 1 office. Laura is grim as she talks to Adama on the speakerphone.
I'm afraid I have to agree with Dr. Balder's analysis.
Interior, CIC, same. Adama on the phone.
So do I. The ship is a threat to us, and we have to eliminate that threat.
Exterior space, Vipers, Raptor, and Olympic Carrier. The Olympic Carrier is continuing to head toward the fleet, even as the Raptor flashes signals to it. Interior, Kara's viewer. Kara is watching the transport with concern.
They're not getting the message, Apollo.
Interior, Lee's Viper. Lee is getting concerned as well.
I see it. Boomer, break wireless silence on my authority. Warn them to stop their engines immediately.
Interior, Sharon's Raptor. Sharon keys her mic.
Olympic Carrier, you are ordered to stop your engines immediately. Acknowledge.
Interior, CIC/Colonial 1. Intercut, resume. Adama and Laura are still on the phone.
I suggest we evacuate the passengers, and then destroy the ship.
Slow's a problem if they are tracking the ship. What if they're tracking one of the passengers?
Then we'll deal with that on the next cycle. Right now, we have to get as many people as possible off that ship.
Exterior space, Vipers, Raptor, and Olympic Carrier. The two Vipers are weaving and wagging their wings in front of the Olympic Carrier, trying to get them to stop.
Olympic Carrier, you are ordered to stop your engines. Acknowledge.
Interior, Lee's Viper, Lee in the cockpit.
Starbuck, fire a burst across their bow. Boomer, let Galactica know we've got a problem out here.
Interior, CIC/Colonial 1. Intercut, resume, as before.
All right, but we should quarantine the passengers. If there's a Cylon agent among them, we need to isolate them and...
In the CIC, Dwella looks up from her console and gets Adama's attention.
Commander, message from Boomer. Olympic Carriers continuing on course directly for us, refusing all orders to stop.
Exterior space, Vipers, Raptor, and Olympic Carrier. Kara's Viper fires a volley across the bows of the Olympic Carrier, which shows no signs of slowing down or altering course.
Olympic Carrier, if you do not alter course, we will be forced to disable your engines. Acknowledge.
Interior, CIC as before.
Order the fleet to execute Jump 240. Bring us about. Put us between that ship and the fleet.
Commander?
Adama turns, sees Geta looking up. He follows Geta's eyes to the clock is reaching the hour mark. The second it goes, there's an alarm on the Dradus console.
Darius contact. Strike them. Multiple contacts. It's the Cylons.
Exterior space, the Cylons. 2 base stars and hundreds of fighters are careening towards us. Exterior space, Vipers, Raptor, and Olympic Carrier. Lee's Viper swoops in close to the Olympic Carrier.
The Cylons are on an intercept course. They'll be in weapons range in less than 2 minutes.
Interior, Lee's Viper. Lee looks around for the unseen Cylons, then looks out his canopy. Lee's POV. The faces of the civilian passengers are pressed against the windows looking right at him. An alarm goes off in his cockpit. Interior, Sharon's Raptor. The same alarm goes off in her cockpit. Interior, CIC. The same alarm goes off in here. Dwella reacts in shock.
Radiological alarm.
From where?
The Olympic Carrier. They've got nukes on board.
Stunned reactions.
Get me the president.
Interior, Colonial 1 office. Seconds later. Laura is on the phone with Adama.
They have over 1,300 innocent people on board?
No choice now. Them or us.
Balter and 6. In their own private world nearby, Balter is freaking out.
She has to do it. She has to. They'll be here any minute.
It's not her decision, Gaius. It's God's choice. He wants you to repent. Repent of your sins and accept his true love, and you will be saved.
Self-defense is one thing, but this, it's murder.
Killing is killing, Madam President. The labels only matter to the living. The dead are just as dead.
Laura still hesitates. Baltar can barely breathe.
I repent.
Laura takes a beat, makes her choice.
Do it.
She hangs up the phone and Adama hangs up on his end. We register the weight of the decision on their faces. Cut to exterior space, Vipers, Raptor, and Olympic Carrier. The Vipers are shadowing the transport as it careens towards the Galactica and the other civilian ships.
We have new orders. We're directed to destroy the Olympic Carrier and then return to Galactica.
Interior, Kara's Viper. Kara looks over at the transport, hesitates.
It's a civilian ship.
Interior, Lee's Viper. Lee looks at those faces in the transport window, oblivious to their faces. He makes the decision.
Cylons will be here any second. If we're going to do it, let's do it. Starbuck, form up with me. We'll make one pass from astern.
Exterior space of Vipers peel away together and sweep towards the rear of the transport. Interior, Lee's Viper. As he lines up the transport ship in front of the nose of his Viper.
Fire on my mark.
Interior, Lee's Viper. She lines up the transport. Interior, Raptor. Sharon watches the tragedy unfolding before her. Interior, CIC. Everyone watching the Vipers approaching the transport ship on the Dreadus display. Interior, Lee's Viper. Lee can see the defenseless ship looming larger in his gunlight. Lee bears down and does what must be done.
Mark.
Quick cuts, Kara's face, Sharon's face, Lee's finger finally pulling the trigger, Kara's finger pulling the trigger. Exterior, space, Vipers, Olympic Carrier. The Vipers fire at the transport ship and it is destroyed. The reality of what they've done weighs on the faces of Lee, Kara, and Sharon for a long beat. Interior, Colonial 1, office. Baltar is looking out the window, the light from the OC explosion dying down on his face. Interior, Lee's Viper. Lee is still stunned.
Cylons are getting close, Apollo.
Roger that. Let's go home.
You have a little more.
Exterior space, Vipers and Raptor. The Vipers swing around and the Raptor joins up with them as they head for the distant Galactica. Fade out. Fade in. Exterior space, the fleet. Cruising safely in space. Interior Colonial 1 office. Laura is sitting at her desk staring at the board. 47,972. Billy is sitting across from her with a stack of messages. He waits a long beat then.
Madam President.
It takes Laura a moment to break away from her thoughts.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Nothing, it can't wait.
Laura nods absently and then looks back at the number.
2 days. No Cylons. At least you know it was the right choice.
Yes, that's the right choice. I'd like some time alone, please.
Yes, Madam President.
Stay with Laura as Billy heads for the door. There's a long beat before she realizes that Billy hasn't left. He's standing on the threshold of the doorway, a message slip in his hand.
The head count?
Subtract how many?
You can add 1. Baby was born on the rising star. A boy.
Billy exits. Laura then reaches out, wipes off the last digit, changes it to a 3. It's a small thing, but somehow it matters. Interior, Baltar's house, day. Baltar in bed with 6. He rolls off of her.
That was just what I needed.
Sex is a celebration of God's love.
Yes, I can see that now.
She smiles at him and gives him a kiss. He rolls back on the pillows, and from the look on his face, we can see he's no more serious about his latest pledge of spiritual fealty than anything else. Interior, pilot's ready room. The ready room is empty except for Lee, who is updating the pilot status board with the grease pencil when Adama enters. Apologies.
Sir.
Captain.
Adama stands next to him and looks over the board. Lee is clearly troubled, has trouble making eye contact.
It had to be done.
Greater good. Survival of the race. Yeah, I know. I'll have a full report for you this afternoon.
Lee keeps working, and Adama doesn't know how to reach out to his son in this moment.
I gave the order, son. It's my responsibility.
I pulled the trigger. That's mine.
Lee goes back to work, and finally Adama exits. Cut to exterior Caprica Forest Day. Hilo is lying on the ground, his hands and feet bound behind his back, his head covered with a canvas bag. A woman's hand reaches into frame and touches his. He starts, tenses. She reaches up and gently pulls the bag off his head. Hilo gasps for air in the chilly forest and sees number 6 looking down at him with curious eyes.
Are you alive?
Hilo blinks. He isn't sure he heard her right.
Are you alive?
At something of a loss, Hilo falls back on his training.
Agathron, Carl C. Lieutenant, junior grade, Coronel Fleet, PK 789.
I know who you are, Hilo. It's all right. I'm a friend.
She leans down, snaps his restraints quickly and easily. He tries to jump up, but his legs fail him and he goes down.
Your legs are asleep.
Hilo rubs his legs as she stands over him.
Are you alive?
Yes.
Prove it.
She reaches down, tips his head up towards her, leans in to kiss him. Explosion. Number 6 collapses on the ground, a bloody wound in the middle of her back. Hilo looks up in shock to see Sharon Valeri standing in the forest, the weapon still smoking in her hand.
Sharon?
Sharon runs towards him, grabs his hand, yanks him to his feet.
Can you walk?
Yeah, I think so. What are you doing here? I thought...
Not now. It's not safe here. Let's move, mister.
Her weapon at the ready, her head constantly looking for threats in any direction, Sharon leads Hilo into the forest. New angle. While one version of number 6 lies on the forest floor, another number 6 and a Cylon Centurion calmly watch Hilo and Sharon run off into the forest. Fade out. End of Act 4.
And end of script.
Wow.
Who thinks that's like?
What a story.
Who think that's like a Cylon in a shape-shifting mode, like leaving the guy into more trouble?
Yeah. Crazy.
Good episode.
Yeah, it's a good episode. A lot of weight.
Oh, I really liked my president. She was cool.
You were
Yeah.
so angelically spoken throughout the whole time, just literally speaking like an angel. It was so nice.
I was so
Aw.
distracted. I'm so sorry.
No, but your voice is just so it's got this angelic quality that nobody cares if you make mistakes because they're so enamored by your voice.
Ah,
Thank you. You're too nice, Heather.
I try to be nice to everyone because I know what it's like to not have people be nice to you, so I try to do it to everyone, be nice. So.
that's so lovely, Heather.
We need more people like you.
Indeed.
Thank you.
I am not so nice. No.
Oh, that's
Kind of a dick, really.
Oh.
well,
Oh.
I'll take you as you are.
joking.
Honest? We'll take
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, honest. Kind of a dick.
Oh.
No, it's great. I think I think you're very sweet. All right. That was a really good episode. I'm gonna have to get going. As you could tell, I'm like, blip. So
Go to bed.
it was
Just
wonderful seeing all of
Um,
you guys.
We have no reading next week, but we have a film for the next 2 after that. The 20th and the 27th, I think, are the dates. Jackson's provided us a lovely script of Jurassic Park, a rough draft version, complete
Yay.
with scribbles and crossing out of words. So and it is typescript, but there's definitely handwritten things along through it, which we don't get a lot of those.
Nice.
So that's pretty exciting to have a rough draft script of the movie. There is a shooting script available, but I thought the rough draft one sounded more interesting, so I think that's the one we'll go with. So we'll do it over the course of 2 days or 2 sessions. So
All right. Awesome.
I'm so
all right,
excited.
cool.
So excited. All right. I'll
Okay.
talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right, bye,
Bye.
bye, Aubrey.
Bye.
Bye.
So Jackson, I have to ask, have you seen this before?
No, and I asked like three, I had a committee meeting before this too, and I asked like three people from it, and nobody's seen it or heard of it. And I was like, okay. But
Yeah, it's interesting.
I Googled what a ton of the people looked like. And then you said that Heather was playing the villain, and I was like, who is the villain here that she's playing? So I was Googling all her characters, and then I found out, and I was like, oh, that is not who I thought it'd be. So this is
Hmm.
pretty cool. I thought your character was the villain the entire time.
Mine?
Yeah, Baster, whatever his name
Oh,
was.
Balthar. Yes, he's also a
Yes.
villain too. He's
Okay.
he's he's definitely a traitor. Um, and that's not really a spoiler because this is
Yeah.
such an old movie. Um, the
No.
newer version of the old movie or old television series. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely this particular reiteration of Battlestar Galactica has modernized all the villains. And so the original Cylons did look like robots and and very mechanical and slow and whatnot, and the special effects in this one, they do look like people. So kind of think of
Yeah.
like what Terminator 2, where they
Oh
could
yeah.
morph into metallic, stuff and come right back, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Although in this case, apparently Six is also in Balthar's head. No one else can see her except
Oh.
Balthar. So, he's talking to her, but no one else has any idea that she's there. So that's just kind of one of the opening.
Well, it's sort of a mind meld type thing, I guess, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously there's iterations of her elsewhere because we've seen that in the script too. But
They
uh,
might even be bonded. I suspected that because, I don't know how many people watch Star Trek Enterprise, but Trip and T'Pol sort of have a bond later and they can see each other and visit each other in dreams and meditations and stuff. So
it's a common thing in sci-fi fantasy movies too. So yeah, it's and I've only watched this first couple of episodes, so I haven't actually seen the whole series myself. Of either of them actually. I saw the older ones when I was smaller and these ones when I was older, but again, only a couple episodes in and of each one. So
Yeah.
and they've changed the gender of some of them. So Boomer Sharon is now a female, and in the original series, all the pilots I think were male. So that's a
No.
nice little update.
Was the president changed, or was she always a
I don't
girl?
remember. Um, Anyone else know?
So I don't know.
Because
Just usually
I would
you
expect the
think of,
president not to be female, but
yeah, no.
I can't remember. Um, because the original series
Hmm.
was in 1980. Oh, 78. The first television series started in 1978. And then there was a bunch of book adaptations and novels and board games and video games, coming out like 1980 or
Yeah.
so.
I knew I've heard of this thing before. I just didn't know where I've heard of it. But
So
this
yeah,
is cool.
it's certainly changed a lot. So essentially, there's 12 colonies that are escaping. Um, 12 colonies from Earth have escaped from these deadly Cylon attacks, and they're now trying to go find a new home. And they've heard about Earth, I think, or they will hear about Earth. It's in their mythology, but they don't know where it is. It's been so long since they left and formed
Yeah.
these 12 colonies. So
Yeah, the only president I see on the cast list of the original is a guy, President Adore, but
so
no other mentions.
yeah, I think one actor may be in both series. I can't remember. But the
Hmm.
characters are all a lot of the characters are the same, although there's obviously they're very different characters. So Lee is the son of the older Adama. So there's obviously some issues there when your daddy's in charge of the ship,
Yeah,
and you had to go out and follow his orders and things. So and they had the cutest little, for lack of a better word, dog on the original show. Daggett was like this dog robot puppy thing. And there was a little boy in the show too. So the original show, I remember that much. But yeah, it's a,
Hmm.
I think it's serious. It's worth going back to revisit, and obviously other people thought that too because they remade it.
Oh my gosh, the dog is so funky. I love him.
Yeah, and he just kind of
Sorry.
walks along, "Chee chee,"
Yeah. This is
with all those
not what I
mechanical
expected
sounds.
the dog to look like. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know if they put that in this one or not. I don't remember.
oh, no. Well, I'm excited for the next couple of ones. That'll be fun. But I'm gonna probably head her. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll see
All
you
right.
guys for the 20th.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Getting tired as well. By
Yeah.
the way,
Okay.
I forgot to mention that a podcast, a Star Trek fan script I wrote recently came out as an episode. It's available on my Instagram. Just message me and I'll share it with you. Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
also play a
awesome.
voice in it. It's, oh gosh, what's it called? I can't remember. I will look it up really, really fast. Yeah, I've written about 4 of them for a fan series called Renewal, a Star Trek fan production. That's a job I got because somebody in this group referred it to me. The episode's called Calamity. I'm the writer and I play a voice in it, and it's available on like Spotify, YouTube, other podcast sites. So
Cool.
yeah, if you want a link to it, let me know.
And we'll get a chance to read one of your scripts very soon too, as soon as we figure out some
Two.
dates that work for everybody.
It's a 2-parter,
Yeah, 2 parts. Mm-hmm.
and there's room for everybody who wants to. Yeah, it's got triggering subjects though, so be prepared for that.
No worries. Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Have a great
Yep.
night, you guys.
You too.
And
Yes.
Happy New
You
Year.
too.
Have a lovely night, all. It's good to hang out with all of you and work with all of you. You're all gifted.
Yes. Nice having an early evening.
Absolutely.